Hi, my name's Peter Coffin. Welcome to my content. Oh, the word content is bad, though. Why would anyone ever use the word content?
I hate the word content. The word content is really just a blanket term for things on the internet. That means this word includes literally everything from TikToks to Christopher Nolan movies. And that's a problem.
No. Why is that a problem? Are you saying that one form of art is inherently better than another form of art? Because, it's not.
There are people that use the word content that completely ignore the artistry that goes into making a movie or a TV show or even a video like this.
Why? Who cares? Why does that matter?
Last week, I saw a video where someone called Christopher Nolan a content creator.
No! If it's such a big problem that someone might group internet videos with Christopher Nolan, you shouldn't do it.
Movie or a TV show or even a video like this.
And I'm not saying what you do can't be on the level of Christopher Nolan. I'm saying what you do isn't on the level of Christopher Nolan. Shut the fuck up. Now, part of the reason people talk about this is auteurs like Scorsese tell us that it's the reason why movies and art in general is deteriorating, getting worse, sucking nowadays. The art of cinema is being systematically devalued, sidelined, demeaned, and reduced to its lowest common denominator: content. These corporate executives at streamers and companies and stuff, they use this word to devalue movies because they value the distribution mechanism more than the content, more than the movie itself. I can't believe I said the word. I can't believe I said it. I'm going to have to wash my mouth out with soap. It's... that's why they use that as a punishment for cursing. Wow. So is the problem calling art, films, movies, TV, music, whatever, is the problem calling it content? It's not. And here's why. The argument is that calling it content devalues storytelling, as middle managers who create nothing siphon away power from the filmmakers. That is stupid as hell. If you think that, you don't understand how anything works, and you're very pretentious. Firstly, the word by which we refer to an artistic work is perhaps one of the very last aspects about that artistic work. At most, if you consider calling those things content as a negative, at most, it is a symptom. It is not a cause, and when people call it content, it does nothing to the content. Oh, if only we called them films, that would fix everything about the industry for sure. It changes nothing about the films, it changes nothing about the industry, it changes nothing about the relationships that brought that piece of work into being and made it possible for you to consume it. What consumers do is almost entirely irrelevant to the production process of any commodity, especially if we're talking about mass-produced commodities, which I think is completely fair to talk about the movie, the music, the entertainment industry as that. I think that that's completely fair. And that's the consumer. On the executive side of things, it matters even less what word they use to refer to things, and I'll tell you why. Because they don't give a damn one way or the other. To them, it doesn't matter because it's all a business, and it's always been like that, except for they didn't use the word content before. Nothing about that is new. The entertainment industry has always done exactly what it does right now as it uses the word content. A high-level business person, somebody who makes the real decisions, is not caring about the creative side of something. They don't care what makes a good shot, what makes a good song, a good riff, a good painting. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters to them is if it sounds like something that could be profitable, gain a return on its investment, or further an agenda. Them saying the word content rather than film or whatever, it doesn't change that. That's been their attitude since day one. Every single time somebody has complained about the mainstream, that's what they're complaining about. They may not realize it. They may not have drilled it down and figured out exactly what they mean, but they're complaining about art that is driven by attempting to aggregate what has previously been successful just on the basis of its popularity and profitability. And when you get into areas like that, you start talking about ratings and focus groups. And the way that they figure that type of stuff out is they sit people down and they give them a little dial. And you dial it one way for I'm bored, and you dial it one way for I'm interested. To them, the ultimate excavation from a piece of art is what causes people to turn the dial towards interested. That doesn't mean good. It never has, and it never will. And that's how they were acting long before the word content was ever used by anyone. This is similar to why artificial intelligence isn't good at creative work. It is good at emulating things because what does it do? It aggregates what has previously been successful. And I say that because the stuff that's been successful is the stuff that is prominent, the stuff that is more likely to be put into a training algorithm. And even if you put everything into a training algorithm, the more popular things are going to have more references elsewhere, and therefore it's going to be flagged as important as it is training. I think that AI is amazing for helping out with those less creative tasks, like sorting out sentences that are absurd sounding, which is a problem of mine. But if you attempt to use AI to create, if you just let it do the work for you, you get the same thing that we've gotten for many, many years, which is the aggregate of what is notable, popular, successful, and nothing more. And again, the criteria for those things is not necessarily artistic merit. For something to be notable, it doesn't have to be good. It has to cause engagement, which means it may be something that causes conflict. As we all know, a lot of content is made just to cause arguments. If you think that films are different than that, I beg to differ. Like The Hunt. Do you remember that movie? I feel like that movie was made specifically to start arguments as opposed to anything else. There's also that Mr. Bertram show that came out recently. It's like a conservative anti-woke show that looks just pitiful in terms of how much it just wants to offend woke people, which the whole point there is just start controversy and get people to talk about it so that more people watch the show. And they've gotten people to adopt this by playing to the sort of pretentiousness that they've trained people to have, this sort of purism, the elitism that I talk about in my documentary, Plato is a Bitch, AI and Bomber Guy. I'm a real filmmaker. I'm a real songwriter. I'm a real author. It's elitism that's disguised as anti-corporatism. Yes, I very much agree that there's a huge problem in the industry with any creative work that holds us back from actually moving forward with art, with creativity, with ideas. I do think that's true. But I don't think the word content is a cause of it, or even like an effective reinforcement. It's, in my opinion, even barely a symptom. It is definitionally correct. Like the industry around movies, music, books, etc., it is an industry of content. People who make those things are, yes, artists, but they are also content creators. These are just accurate terms. And when people get all pissy about the word content, to me, what it represents is a complete misinterpretation of what is important. It represents a lack of understanding of power and why things happen. The word content does not represent the devaluing and reduction of art. What it represents is people using a generalized term that is definitionally accurate, and you don't like it because you're a real filmmaker. Or you're a real film fan, which is, in my opinion, so much worse than being a real filmmaker, because all you guys do is spend your time defending people that have actually done work. You haven't. I see all this pearl clutching over the word content as basically the same kind of elitism that you see in vinyl-only people. These people who will tell you that the only way that you should ever listen to music is on vinyl. Or even people who like VHS tapes. Like, what the fuck do you like VHS tapes for? It looks like shit, it deteriorates, and you have to rewind it. What is wrong with people who like that?
Back in my day, we watched things on these shitty quality things that were inconvenient in every possible way. It was super annoying to try to enjoy something, which is why I'm better than you. Ugh, everybody's attention span is so short. They've been fried by instant access to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
The word content isn't the problem. It's the capitalist relationship between owner and means of production. That is the problem. It is never going to matter what you call it. There's a material relationship at play. And the people who don't give a shit at all are the people who call the shots. That's the problem. We very often see this exact same type of problem with the left. This constant focus on words as opposed to material relationships. And it's a one-way ticket to getting nothing done. We do not live in a meritocracy. Creativity is not what is incentivized and rewarded. It is instead the ownership of the winning property. It's the same stuff I've been saying the whole time about the plagiarism controversy. We incentivize and reward the wrong thing. That's the problem. The word content isn't. Shut the fuck up. That's all I got for you. But what do you have for me? There's buttons down there. Lick them. Slurp all over them. Become a subscriber and money me. Become a patron at patreon.com/PeterCoffin. My latest documentary's up there. My short form videos are over here. I really thank you for any time that you spend on my crap, my content. Have a good day. Bye.